He thought that they were following a trend that the imperial court was going to be of African descent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So he thought, Princess Irulan is going to be played by, I don't know, Lupita Nyong'o, which would be incredible casting, and the Emperor is going to be played by
Idris
Elba or Keith David or somebody with who's big and tall with a lot of gravitas, right?
Ooh.
I don't know about Keith David, honestly.
I think he would bring. He's got the voice.
No,
He's got a comical voice. He plays the president in Rick and Morty.
he plays.
He plays a lot of comical roles, but he's
100% male Marines.
He plays a lot of voices.
It's visually gorgeous and incredible. You know, a lot of the stuff in the movie is real.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's real planes and real G's, like Tom Cruise.
There was one villain that was worse than Barbossa, Blackbeard, and Salazar, and it was a female. Her name is Amber Heard. We lived there. It was Pittsburgh. It resonates with our city.
We didn't even live in Pittsburgh.
You guys, I'm making a point of saying it's like every other city in America. Dude, I can't take it.
Welcome back to the Wacky Wonderful Wiseworks podcast, everybody. All you guys, gals, geeks, and goofballs. And all you crazy crack dads out there.
Crazy crack dads.
Bringing it back.
Bringing it way back. What do you guys think about Link Neal becoming a DJ called Elkhound Snuggle Baby?
It's the best DJ name I've ever heard.
Is it really?
It's pretty good.
Did they talk about that on this week's podcast?
They did.
I have not.
At Mythicon, Rhett's been leaning into his
Music.
James and the Shame music. And the Link's like, I gotta have something. I've always enjoyed DJing.
Yeah.
And so he created a DJ persona.
They have their own.
Performed live at the Mythicon.
They have their own con?
Yeah, well, this year was their first one.
Oh, very.
They do.
It seems like a lot of big names. We're going to be talking about Sanderson later.
Well, I feel like Sanderson's in a different boat than that.
But I mean, talking about like starting your own con. He said recently at it's called Dragon Steel is what his is called, and he said at it that he wasn't going to do it.
Yeah.
But his employees told him that somebody's going to do it. Make a con entirely for high fantasy books and, your stuff.
Why not be him?
Why not be the people who do it? And so his employees set it up.
There's so many entertainers, YouTubers that are doing their own thing. You know, it's first started with the merch. Then
With
everybody's
the
doing
Paul
merch.
Yeah.
Well, the Paul brothers made merch famous. No. The Paul brothers let everyone know you can become a billionaire,
They
multimillionaire just by selling merch.
The merch. They did not start it.
I would
Of
say
course they didn't start
I would
it.
say that the YouTubers were making money in the beginning by having like sponsored deals and having managers and everybody, and almost like an actor originally is kind of what YouTube fame was, and then that stopped being a trend because that sucks and everybody hates it. And so people were like, all right, so how do we really make money on YouTube aside from like ad revenue?
Yeah.
It's sell merchandise.
Yeah, and then
Sell
the Paul
stuff.
brothers let everyone know that's how you do it, and this is how much money you can make from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it? And that's what a lot of people do. A lot of people open their own design companies, and which is really cool. I mean, you have to. Who's the guy?
Well, since we're at 1,000 subscribers, we're starting ours.
I've thought about like I
Yeah.
can't wait till we can actually sell merchandise.
What would it be?
I'd want to sell some really cool T-shirts and hoodies and maybe some mugs.
You're going so basic. What
Yeah.
about the unique side of it. Because by the time we're selling merch, that
You've been sampling Peter McKinnon too much.
The market's already saturated with the graphic tees, with the prints, with the.
Well, I would want
different?
I would want people to be able to have something with the Wiseworks logo on that they can wear. Maybe some mugs, but yeah, also rings,
I'm thinking
necklaces,
like,
cool
what about
stuff.
like a necktie? No one sells a necktie.
Our generation doesn't buy
What
necktie.
about Joseph's gonna pull out. He's
What
like,
about cufflinks?
what about the ascot?
Yeah.
What about the ascot?
Yeah, what about leg warmers?
What about let's bring back the jeans with the sewn in patches across the booty.
Well,
That
what about
spells out
the
like
Rescue Heroes?
Wiseworks.
What about them mink things that rich ladies used to put their hands in to keep them warm?
Yeah, imagine rich ladies walking around New York City with their hands being warm and our logo right there displayed at the front of it.
That's awful.
No, they
That's
can have on their
ridiculous.
Russian hats. They're Russian hats.
They're Russian
And they're
hats?
hand warmers.
Okay, you've
because
been
the
to
hand
New York
warmers
way
look like
more than us.
The hand warmers look
What,
like
is
the
that
Russian
what you
hats.
see when you go to New York?
No, but it's in all of like the 90s rich women movies. They wear the Russian hats with the hand warmer, and the hand warmer and the hats look like they're the same thing.
I have one of them Russian hats.
I hate you, Wyatt.
What if we put the Wiseworks
Why?
logo right there on the
When
front
did
of
you
the
get
Russian
that?
hat?
Not like
Okay, the ones with the flap?
yeah.
Okay,
No,
that's
those are
acceptable.
the bloodhound hats.
That's acceptable.
Yeah,
Maybe the bloodhound
it's
ears.
called a
That's acceptable.
Ushanka. A Russian Ushanka. That's what I have. I mean,
Don't
it's,
try to type in Ushanka. You
it's
know
like
you're
one
not
I got from Amazon, but it's Ushanka. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
you
that's
have
what
one
I
of
got.
them?
Yeah.
It looks
It's in my room.
like a shorter.
I can go grab it
Hand
right now.
warmer.
Wear it the rest of the
No,
podcast.
no.
Okay, Russian Ushanka, Angelina Jolie. How do you spell
She
Angelina?
definitely has a Russian.
Angelina.
You could spell Ushanka, but not Angelina Jolie.
That's correct. Here we go. From Salt.
Well,
One of the
that's
best
not
looks
really,
ever.
That's
Like-
not really Ushanka.
An
but-
Ushanka.
You just learned what an Ushanka is. Stop schooling me on the Ushanka.
Okay, I know what
But
I've known what it is for a
this
while.
is
I never knew
definitely-
the name of it.
This is definitely the look. That style hat with the
Hand
the
warmers.
hand warmery thing.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
That's
and if
wild.
our logo appeared somewhere
I see these hats.
in this vicinity.
I see these hats and I hear the Papers, Please song, which is a video game. You guys probably don't know.
I don't know
I feel
about
like-
Papers,
Cultured
Please.
swine.
Don't call me a freaking swine. Back the crap up,
You
man.
don't know about your video game.
I'm not a swine, though. I could be uncultured, and I'm fine with
You
that.
uncultured
Don't call me swine.
thing.
That's better than swine. Have you guys ever wondered what the life of a potbelly pig is like?
I would guess it's around 15 to 20 years.
No, not
What?
the lifespan. I'm talking about what the day-to-day is like.
Oh, it's probably good, wholesome fun.
Just like medium-sized pig, you got a belly that's popped. You're pink, hairless.
They make a lot of noise. You guys ever seen those videos?
Yes, yeah.
Was it-
Especially if you try to like pick them up or like just disturb
I'm
them
just
in
talking
some
about
way.
the little pig, like the little
Yeah,
ones that
no.
people keep as pets.
Mm-hmm.
They'll walk around the house. Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. Like with every movement, they're going.
I was watching a YouTuber that decided it would be fun to just get a pig as a pet.
Mhm.
They didn't think it was fun after
Yeah?
a couple months. you
Why?
know?
Because it makes too much sounds?
Way too much.
They make a lot of noise. Them piggies.
I kind of want one of these.
They're cute. Yeah.
Look at that little. Imagine it just coming up and touching it with a touch of its nose.
They really are cute, but I would want it to like stop growing around here.
Yeah, you don't want to turn into this.
I don't need a big boy,
That's a chunk.
but you know he's lovable.
You know, he'll snuggle with you.
Did you know that some pigs can learn to paint?
I did, and I've seen it before.
I don't know
Elephants
what the
also.
heck we're talking about now.
Elephants also.
This
Yeah.
has become mayhem.
Yeah, they're very smart.
But imagine like trying to snuggle up something that's like big and smelly like this.
If they're inside and they're clean, they're not smelly. They're actually relatively clean animals.
But he's got a lot of crevices. You're gonna have to clean a lot of crevices to keep him
It's
from
like an
smelling.
elephant, though.
It's wild. It's
Yeah.
absolutely wild to me how good bacon is.
Okay, it's kind of like no. I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure this is what I heard one time. An elephant does not sweat, but they have so much crevices and stuff. They spray themselves with water, and that water kind of catches in the crevices.
They'll do
And
similar.
then they leak from crevices.
And then they
Keep
just
them cool.
Yeah, it's the water just sits in those crevices, and they just hold it all day.
They'll do similar stuff with dirt. They'll actually just throw dust up on them to keep bugs and stuff off.
Yeah,
But elephants are wild.
They are.
Today I've watched. There's this one guy on YouTube who just talks about animals, and I've just been watching his videos because he's so entertaining.
What's his name?
I don't know, but he just talks about animals, and it's some of the funnest videos.
Are pregnant for 2 and something years. I
know.
think
They're just pregnant for a long freaking time. They just get comfortable. They're like, now I'm pregnant, and I'm pregnant for a good chunk of my life.
they're kind of like, wait. It's like when the elephant actually comes out, they're like, "Who's the dad again?" I don't know.
I've forgotten.
Casual Geographic is what he's called.
Casual Geographic.
And he gets lots of views on it. He
Elephant's
gets
pregnant.
like millions.
It's the first thing.
He gets millions of views on his videos. But he gives legitimate facts, and he's very
21
funny.
months. Okay, so I was wrong. I said 2 years, but that's pretty close.
It's a long time.
18 months.
Yeah,
That's
minute.
pretty long.
Speaking of elephants, do you think we'll see any elephants in Dune?
No.
No?
No. But good segue.
Yeah.
I was thinking like maybe they bring in like a space elephant, an oliphant, or even
No, they
a
don't
mammoth.
mention it in the book, so it's not going to be there.
I feel like there's too much sand. The elephants would have to have like a giant,
Yeah, there's quite a lot of sand for an elephant.
Yeah.
Wait, elephants can't do sand?
They can't even sweat. We just talked about how they couldn't sweat.
They live in arid parts of Africa and in jungles of India, but they don't live in like Saharias, if you will.
I will. But so speaking of Dune, you got some news you'd like to share?
I was going through stuff and I saw a poster
Okay.
that I really liked.
It was fan made.
It is not for the next
second.
movie.
It's for part 2.
It's for this movie.
It's
and it was
fan-made.
No, it's by a company called Mondo, and they make posters for people for nerds.
Yeah.
They make toys, they make gifts, all kinds of stuff. Very professional looking.
Fan
And
made.
it's a company. It's a company that does this for professionally. And they made this poster, which I thought, I was looking at it, I was like, wow, this is just a good poster. And it got me hyped. It got me hyped for the next movie.
Yeah.
So I went around, started looking up what information do we have. And the information's kind of sparse, but we've got a few different things.
I don't want to derail from the Dune train.
You shouldn't, in fact.
I'm going to, but then we're
Derail.
gonna go right
Yeah,
back.
we'll
We're
come
gonna
back.
go right back to Dune. I can't look at Timothée Chalamet without thinking of him being a cannibal at this point because of the movie he's about to come out with.
Yeah.
Okay, back to Dune.
So you're saying you're not hyped for Dune Part 2 because of the cannibalism?
What about
I am, but every time I look at Timothy, I'm like, he's gonna eat me.
What's
He
the
might-
name of that film?
Bones and something.
Bones and All?
Bones and all? What about Anthony
Hopkins.
Hopkins? He played Hannibal Lecter.
Well, but
He also played.
I did-
He'll
okay.
eat your liver with a side of
I
fava
watched.
bean.
He also will freaking whip your ass with a mask on.
Mm-hmm.
I watched
Which is another
Zorro.
man's face.
I watched Zorro, and I grew up with Zorro, and then I watched that movie. So, like, I'm thinking, he's gonna eat me, but he's also gonna scratch a Z in the wall.
Yeah, so you imprinted on a different movie.
Yeah.
Understandable.
So wait, this was your Timothée Chalamet imprintation?
Well, I'm not imprinting like a freaking vampire or a werewolf, but yeah.
Okay.
So the first piece of news, and I don't know how you set up these slides, so just hit the next slide or whatever slide you got. So Zendaya fairly recently posted this photo from Abu Dhabi, which is one of the filming locations. And she says, I know I've been quiet, but I'm here just working as usual. Anyway, sending love from Arrakis. So this is one of the locations they've been filming. And it is
mysterious Instagram.
It is very pretty out there in the desert. Yeah. That's a beautiful sunset. But it's cool to know
they're on production.
They're out there filming.
Mm-hmm.
That guy.
And 27 seconds ago.
Well, I don't know when
I know. But they're out there
especially when this podcast comes out, like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
So it's been a minute. But also, Timothée Chalamet has talked briefly about working with the new actors and actresses on set. Just that they're all really professional, great actors, and just it's been a great experience.
Yes.
Who was it recently? Javier Bardem, is that his name? I didn't ask you to get a slide from him, but he plays like the leader of the Fremen in the movie. He comes in and he spits at the Duke as a sign of respect.
Wait, a sign of respect?
Yeah, because they value water more than anything else.
Yeah.
So he said when he was working on the first one that it was like an incredible experience, super professional, and enjoyable.
Yeah,
just
he's been in a lot of good movies.
He's been in a lot of good stuff. He's a great actor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But most notably was the recent news about Austin Butler.
Yes.
So I was going to ask you to get a slide because he's going to be playing Fade Rotha.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you guys know anything about Dune, Fade Rotha is one of the nephews of Baron Harkonnen. He is, brought in to help Raban, and he's oh, there you go. Just grab that picture of Sting right there.
This one?
The one in the blue
Here?
panties. No, not that one.
The blue panties.
Right
here?
there. Yeah, there we go.
Blue panties.
Played by Sting. Back in the...
And
So
he's
He's scrawny, kind of.
Yeah,
well,
but that's
I
Sting.
know. I could see Austin Butler playing this. It is going to be a little bit difficult, for like Timothy to be fighting and stuff, and then hear Austin be over in the corner and be like, "Thank you very much."
So they fight. So in the book, Paul Atreides fights Fade Rotha in the end. Mm-hmm. They have a knife fight, which is a big part of the book. Fade's an important character. And so it's going to be interesting to see Austin Butler play this guy. I think it's good casting. See, I thought Skarsgård. I thought Bill Skarsgård.
I didn't think of that until I saw this post, and then I thought Skarsgård would be.
I was thinking the same. I was like,
this.
Well, how do we know? We haven't seen Butler do Fade yet.
I believe Butler will do it.
You're just a Skarsgård fanboy. You're just a fan of them piercing eyes. The slightly off-kilter piercing eyes.
Austin can do a lot, but
they look kind of similar, don't they?
His dad is
Baron Harkonnen.
Unibrow.
Yeah, I have one of those too.
All you gotta do is pluck, pluck.
Yeah, so you're also real close to that picture. So I thought this was the obvious casting because Baron Harkonnen is played by Stellan Skarsgård. But
alas,
Austin Butler, I think, is a good choice as well. And he had some recent comments about working on the film.
Did he?
He said, so he just seems like a very genuinely sweet guy, and maybe a bit of a nerd as well.
Okay.
He said going on set was one of those surreal moments.
Okay.
It's like, he said it's like walking on the set of Indiana Jones, and to be part of a production like this and a story like this is just super awesome and amazing. Stuff like that is what he was saying. The surreal part.
Yes.
Super surreal is what he was saying. And he really respects Denis Villeneuve and everything he's done. So I think, he's going to bring a good performance. We saw the kind of performance he could bring to Elvis.
Yeah, which is his heart and soul.
His heart and soul. I think he can bring just a stellar performance to this role.
I believe it. And the thing is, I'm trying to give people the benefit of the doubt unless they don't deserve it.
Yeah.
He's clearly earned
he's
the
earned
benefit of the
his
doubt.
acting.
He's definitely earned it. No, I don't know much about the Dune story. I've not read the book, but I think as what I've seen of the first one, he'll fit in. He'll fit.
Okay, so I got a good question.
Okay.
If we got Paul Atreides and Fade, aka Austin Butler and Timothée Chalamet, going after it, who are the women gonna vote for? Because all the women like both of these men.
Yeah, very true.
Like who are they gonna vote for? They're gonna be like, be friends.
Be friends.
Kiss, maybe.
Kiss.
Kiss.
So I feel like there's a third person in the running here.
Who? The Baron?
Raban?
No, there's not a third person.
So the other casting news that we've heard is for the Imperial family. And John Mark brought up a point about what, the way that Hollywood race and gender swaps, and they've done it in Dune with Liet Kynes. But he said they so far of the Imperials that they've shown us, of the Imperial court, they've been dark-skinned, traditionally like African-looking people, right? So the guy that comes from the Imperial court, this guy, and Liet Kynes,
This guy.
Who is also from the Imperial court, he thought that they were following a trend that the Imperial court was going to be of African descent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So he thought, Princess Irulan is going to be played by, I don't know, Lupita Nyong'o, which would be incredible casting, and the Emperor is going to be played by
Idris
Elba or Keith David or somebody with who's big and tall with a lot of gravitas, right?
Yeah.
And I thought if you're race swapping, right?
Yeah.
That would be incredible casting.
Ooh.
I don't know about Keith David, honestly.
I think he would bring. He's got the voice.
No,
He's got a comical voice. He plays the president in Rick and Morty.
he plays.
He plays a lot of comical roles, but he's
100% male Marines.
He plays a lot of voice actors. I mean,
Listen here, Rick.
No, he voices a lot in. He's a big voice actor. But
he's also
you say that
a big man.
So good.
He's tall. He's got a deep voice. I think he would have played the Emperor well. And then
Burton Guster.
And the crest and everything of the Imperials is lion themed. So, Africa, the home of lions. I thought it would.
What's his name?
Keith David.
Keith David.
Is this Lion?
We don't get enough.
Is this that?
He does not get enough praise, Keith David.
Yeah.
Because it's his voice. He plays in some.
He's a great actor.
He's so good.
Is this their name? House
Corino?
Corino?
Yeah.
Is that the emperor? The Empire?
Yeah, the Emperor's name is Shaddam, and which I also thought Arabian, perhaps, for Shaddam.
Oh.
Yeah. But it seems like the casting that they went with for Princess Irulan was Florence Pugh, and for the Emperor, Chris Walken. I would have chosen Idris Elba or Keith David.
This is confirmed.
Wait, what?
I don't know if Walken is confirmed, but Florence Pugh is confirmed.
Wait, for real? Chris Walken's gonna play the Emperor?
House Atreides. We got to get them on Arrakis.
Oh, no.
Because they're a threat
No.
to my empire.
No.
Oh, wait, you're saying that Chris Walken has been confirmed as the Emperor?
I didn't say he was confirmed.
No, he was not confirmed.
Hold up.
I said it was news that I saw potential. I don't know if he's confirmed. You can look it up.
I've never been.
Look, it says it right there below the photo. Chris Walken to play Emperor Shaddam the Fourth in Dune 2.
Okay, I've never been upset with walk-ins.
Mm-hmm.
In
Walken.
any
Walken's, I think, is a different person.
Chris Walken.
walk-in. What's the name? I've never been upset with him. I've never been upset with anything he's been in. Mm-hmm. He's been so good, but not Dune.
Yeah. So
what?
So
who was the other person?
Florence Pugh.
Mr. Pugh.
Florence Pugh. Another big actress in Hollywood right now.
Yeah.
Been in a lot of stuff. She's great. She's a good actor. And I believe she's a great cast for the princess in the traditional writing of the book.
If you're going to make
as a white character.
Empire family
white. Sure.
Which they probably should have made him black.
They should have made him black. It would have been... It
would have made more sense.
It would have made a lot of sense. It would have been great, for Hollywood does a lot of this for representation, but
that would have just been good for the story.
That would have been just good casting.
Yeah. Not having to represent at all.
I have a question for you guys.
Yes.
We got 3 new big names added to the roster.
Potentially 3 big for sure. Austin Butler,
Florence Pugh, Chris Walken.
Florence Pugh's fine. Chris Walken, I don't know.
I
don't know about that.
So the issue I had before the movie came out, the first one, was I was like, oh, we got Oscar Isaac, we got Timothy Chalamet, we've got Zendaya. I was like, all of these big names, all of these huge names. I was like, this seems like, get the biggest actor for this role. And that's one of the biggest worries I had.
Okay, so what is your concern? What's your question?
Is the idea of grabbing stars that are hot right now? Are they doing that because they're hot right now? Or do you think they're going with who's the best actors for these roles?
Okay. Go ahead.
I was going to take it back to now I don't want to give light to all of these films because some of them could be questionable.
Mm-hmm.
But like the Narnia films,
mm-hmm.
all of the names except for Liam Neeson was pretty
basically unknown.
Unknown.
Yeah.
There was nobody. I mean, I'm talking about the Disney one.
Yeah.
Because there was one not the ones before
that BBC joint.
They were unknown, but yet they were decent.
They were pretty good. It turned out well.
So I don't know.
So you're saying that you don't know? I would say that they for sure deserve a chance.
Well, I see, because the first one, these characters every character in the movie is almost like a definitive version of the character. Batista plays Raban beautifully. Skarsgård plays Harkonnen amazing. As the characters are in the first movie, they do a really good job of playing those characters. So I can definitely see these new actors coming in and playing the characters well.
Yeah.
It's this kind of like big star, casting a big star who's really hot right now in these roles that I don't know. I don't know why it irks me a little bit.
No, I understand. But I also, it's something I've been thinking about is big names are big names for a reason. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they are good at acting.
Yeah, but Idris Elba's
or they just have one IP.
Idris Elba's good. Lupita's good.
That is true. But I think we need to. They are good at acting. I just think most actors are bogged down by this. I don't want to say something politically incorrect so that I can be. I don't want to be disowned for the next film or this or that. But they're big names for a reason.
They're good.
Okay, I have my own thoughts though. For the most part, actors will do whatever you ask them to. They just happen to be the face of the industry, which doesn't mean they are the face of these movements either. Most of the time, they're just talented people who can rise to the occasion for most roles you put in front of them. Honestly,
yeah. I agree with John Mark in that the casting could have been more diverse. In this situation, it would have worked beautifully because this is a futuristic sci-fi world,
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter, honestly, who you replace. You know, you just it shows like certain families.
Yeah.
Right? And if the Atreides are very clearly descended from like European, you could have done the royal family is descended from African, and it would have looked right, it would have felt right. And there's it would have been such right. Good like who'd you say? Idris Elba?
Yeah.
Give me some Idris Elba.
Did you watch Beast yet?
I haven't. But I like Idris Elba.
Wait, he's great in Catch Me If You Can.
Or the guy who plays Corlys Valerian.
Idris Elba is in Catch Me If You Can?
No, who am I? I'm thinking of
Chris Walken.
Chris Walken.
Yeah.
We're talking about Idris Elba, my dude.
I don't know why.
The guy who plays Corlys Valerian. Mm-hmm. Another guy, tall, big, deep voice. Got that emperor presence.
But who is he very well known outside of House of the Dragons? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But he's a good actor.
He is good.
I'm curious. This John Mark character you're talking about, is he some big, producer?
Yeah. He's a big wig.
Is that why he's got such big,
He's on the DL right now. He was kind of friends with Jeffrey Epstein for a minute.
Is that why he's got such high regards for whatever he thinks about his opinion?
I mean, it's just I thought it was a good idea.
Yeah.
What do you? Side note: he sent something to the group chat. Did you guys read it?
No. What did he send?
Wait, group chat?
To the meme dump is what he sent it.
He wrote something and sent it.
Yeah.
Let me take a look.
Not today.
Yeah, he just is a story that's been brewing in his head for a long time. We've talked a lot about.
And so he thought he'd send it to a DM group.
He may have been meaning to send it to me, but it's not confirmed. It's a horror story that he wrote up years ago. That's a fun and interesting.
I've not had time to
horror
look at that
story.
When did he send this?
I have not had time to look. No,
I'm
today.
way past it then.
Yeah, today. It was a post. So scroll up just a tiny bit.
Scroll up a bit.
Yeah, right there. Right there.
Yeah.
Oh, just one little phrase?
No. No, he hasn't.
Do you want me to read it real quick?
No, I was just.
No.
You don't have to.
No. Maybe
we haven't got consent from John Mark.
We have not got consent from John Mark, so we can't.
He sent it to a select group.
I don't know. Read it. Read it on the podcast.
This feels like more of a midnight special.
Just don't say that.
He'll probably blush. Oh, he doesn't listen.
He don't listen.
All right, here we go. Nobody tell anybody. Tell him. The wind whistled through the pines, bringing with it the chill of an uncommon winter. The silver moon was gone, hidden behind black clouds that bloated out the sky. Blotted out the sky.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Do you want to keep going? I read half of it already.
Yeah, go ahead.
Snow fell, and the neat rows of trees turned sinister, a white maze. This man-made forest, cultivated and cared for?
I don't know. It might have been typo.
This fancy writing, I can't get behind it. I don't understand it.
No,
hold on, let me finish this.
I get it.
This man-made forest, cultivated and cared for, reared its true face, an ancient face, the face of forests old, mighty and terrible, and somewhere through the pines, dead needles crunched. Yeah, I would like it if he just used a couple less fancy words.
No.
It's called prose.
No.
I get it. It's beautiful,
like the fancy.
But gosh dang it,
prose.
I'm just trying to make sure I read everything right and I don't pay attention.
I like the fanciness. No. John Mark is beautiful.
Just clip that out.
We'll clip that out.
John Mark is beautiful.
John Mark is beautiful.
John Mark is beautiful with his writing.
Can we get a gif of that? John Mark is beautiful.
John Mark is beautiful.
John Mark is.
I did reels, so no.
I can make one. I know how to make one.
Oh, he's blushing a little bit.
I'm going to do a little prank on you. When you think you're posting the podcast, you're just posting a 1 hour and 30-minute video of you on repeat.
John Mark is beautiful. It's good.
Who knows what I was going to say at this point?
It's good. I just thought I'd bring
it. You said what you had to say.
John Mark's writing is beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Let me rephrase myself.
Mm-hmm.
No, let me not rephrase myself. John Mark is a beautiful man.
Okay. There you go. Just get behind
it.
Force it through.
He should be more sure of himself. But John Mark, you're a beautiful man.
No one knows who Joe Mark is.
He's my brother. They know.
Everyone up to this point thought he was Jeffrey Epstein's
friend. Well, you mentioned that.
But we didn't correct ourselves.
Oh, man.
But you had to correct me.
Any other interesting news about Dune Part 2 you'd like to bring up?
No, that was it. I saw the poster. I just wanted to talk about it because it's been about a year since the last one.
And we're about a year from the next.
And we're about a year out from the next one. We're at the halfway point where I'm wanting Dune, you know?
We got to sludge through another year.
I want to feel it. I want to be in it.
To get to Dune.
I want to smell it.
It'll be like you run over a pebble. You know what that pebble is? Avatar. So it'll be kind of okay. It'll be like sludge, and then it'll be like clink, clink, just Avatar.
Isn't it amazing that?
And then you keep going.
Denis Villeneuve got his sequel out like 2 years after.
Incredible, honestly.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You know what Peter Jackson did back in the day? He filmed all of his crap at once. He was like, I'm betting the farm.
Yeah.
Just all three at once.
And it made an incredible trilogy.
Yeah.
Arguably the greatest trilogy of all time.
Yes.
I would give it greatest trilogy of all time.
Over Star Wars, for sure.
Yes.
I will say, like...
Because you don't even know how popular them films were overseas. Not Star Wars. Friggin' Lord of the Rings was so popular out in Europe. Wildly popular. New Zealand, Australia, crazy town.
I will say this, since we're talking about Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings were so good. And then The Hobbit, they were okay, but they weren't the best. And my theory is because they tried to make them too fast.
Yeah.
I will say, Dune, taking some time, some years in between, I'm happy with that. Yes, I have to wait, but them taking years might preserve the story.
I'm happier with the creatives taking their time to create a story and waiting a little while. I mean, people waited so many years for video games like Elden Ring. Ring. People have been hearing about Elden Ring for years.
15 years?
Yeah,
like 15 years. People have been hearing about they heard about God of War, the not the most recent one, but the first one. Not the first.
They had to wait like freaking...
They had to wait a long time for a new God of War game, and then it came out, and then we had to wait several years for the most recent sequel.
Yeah, and how long did they have to wait for Black Ops? Call of Duty.
What? Well, Call of Duty's always been putting out.
But Black Ops, where you could shoot zombies that are also Nazis, so you don't feel bad at all?
You played Black Ops?
It's better to wait.
Yeah.
It's better to wait for something you love.
It's good to wait. It's not always better to wait.
It's better to wait if the outcome is a better outcome.
But imagine how much disappointment if it's trash at the end of the wait.
Yeah. That's what
we're all nervous about with Avatar.
Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. If it's trash, right? It was like Cyberpunk 2077. When it came out, trash. And people waited and waited. They got Keanu Reeves on that stuff, and everybody loved it, and the memes were amazing, and Keanu was amazing. But when the game came out, it was broken. It was blech. I'm just saying, when you wait and it comes out and it's really good, you appreciate it more.
No. Yeah, I hear that.
But speaking of waiting,
what have we been waiting for?
I waited for. I've been waiting off and on over the years for the next Sanderson book.
And before you tease Sanderson,
you really messed me up with these.
Joshua reached over and touched my finger.
Joshua?
I was gonna cushion. I knew what you were doing, and I was gonna cushion.
I was segueing,
and I was gonna be like, "But hold up, Sanderson's pretty cool, my man. But you know who's better?
Well,
the patrons."
Thank you.
You know who's better than your favorite author? The patrons.
The patrons that pay you, sir.
We really do love them.
The sirs and madams.
The lairds and ladies.
The lards and ladies.
Laird.
Yeah.
Laird. I said laird. I didn't say lards.
Laird is just lord with an accent.
Yeah,
so lard could also work.
It's from Scotland. That's what they call it. They call them lairds.
Laird and ladies. Daniel and Katie Lilly.
Yes.
Sir Daniel. Madam Katie. Wait, what's the highest? Lady Katie?
I don't know. What do they call?
What's the highest form of? Besides
look at me.
queen,
Why are you looking at me?
Besides queen and princess, what's the highest earned rank for a woman?
When the king or queen knights a woman, what is that? Is that
I don't think they knighted women.
Is that like Dame Judi Dench?
We saw that in Brienne.
Judi Dench is a title. It's Dame.
Yeah, Lady Brienne.
I like that.
Dame Judi Dench
I
is
like
what
Dame.
she's called.
Okay, Sir Daniel and Dame Katie.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I think that's pretty. I think that's akin to a night ship nowadays.
Sounds like
Dame?
it.
Wait, so I'm allowed to say Dame whenever I want?
Where do you think it came from?
It's like Sir Patrick Stewart. He was knighted by the Queen.
So this beautiful
Dame
Dame.
Katie Lily.
Yeah, I don't know. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Sir
If
Daniel.
you're still watching this.
We're just trying to shout out the patrons.
We just go on so we get caught up in the
We don't
this
get caught up in
episode-
nothing. I'm fully on the tracks. I'm just trying to shout out and properly pronounce.
What we're trying to say by all of this is that we hold you in the highest regard.
And without
Yes.
any kind of underbelly, undertone, dark humor.
Why gotta say underbelly?
You gotta. They understand that.
Thank you.
There's no ill will. In fact, only positive.
Why would you even think there was?
Thank you, Daniel and Katie. Next segment.
Brandon Sanderson, please?
Yeah, Brandon said, look at him reading a book.
Ooh. Got a good cleft.
He's got a
in his
butt.
chin.
Got a butt chin.
We both looked at the chin. That's the first thing we
He's got a great chin.
I wanted to bring this up partially because I just finished his most recent book, big one in the Cosmere.
Is that what it's called?
So the Cosmere is his extended universe, which is kind of what I want to talk about.
Is it called Big One in the Cosmo?
It's called the Cosmere. Is what the extended universe
He's saying
is called.
it's a big one.
It's a big book
in the universe,
in the universe.
or the Cosmere.
Because it's had the most
Big One in the Cosmo.
It's had the most crossover
Yeah.
in any other books.
May
so
I
far.
say this? Joshua doesn't listen to you. When you explain how fun you're having with these extracurricular stories.
No, I do.
Joshua doesn't listen.
do.
He just turns his brain off.
Sometimes I think I should listen to these.
So Sanderson has been releasing books in the Cosmere for way back in 2008. And he said recently at the Dragonsteel Con that high fantasy and books like that were always kind of written, but people didn't really want the connectivity of a bunch of different stuff. But with the birth of the internet and Marvel doing what Marvel does, people like it.
Yes.
People enjoy seeing it's like, oh, this book has the same character as this book, and so people were seeing these hints and really enjoying them. The same way we did in Marvel in the early days, right? And that was when he realized that a connected universe could work. And so he decided to make every book that he writes in this universe connected. And so the magic systems all kind of overlap. Characters go from one place to another. Sometimes you'll see different characters in different places, hopefully ultimately culminating into something big. Right?
Okay.
He's written a lot of books in this Cosmere.
Roughly how many? Roughly, guess.
37.
Whoa.
37 books?
In the Cosmere. He's written a bunch outside as well. Since 2008.
That's so many
That's
books.
why I ask follow-up questions.
So,
because
like,
you get a better grasp.
So the big ones would be like Warbreaker, Elantris, the Mistborn Series 1, Mistborn Series 2, Wax and Wane. Wax and Wane is the one I just finished, that series, and that had like 5 books. And the Stormlight Archive, which is the big series.
Which is what you've been consuming for a minute.
I've been listening to Stormlight Archive for a long while, and those are big girthy books too. So
The Girth Boys.
I bring all this up because he has built a massive universe, and he's just recently brought in a friend and fellow writer, Dan Wells, to write some of the books in this universe. And he's got a company, and he's doing a lot of stuff.
He's putting a lot of elbow grease into world building.
Yeah. So my question is, do you guys think that this kind of stuff is sustainable?
Sustainable. So are you talking about in contrast to like what we see from other people?
What we see with DC, what we've seen with Marvel, these connected universes, what we've seen in the comics as well, can it get too out of hand? Will it become a burden?
Mm-hmm.
Is the quality going to stay the same?
Okay, first off, I have a hard belief that it doesn't matter how in-depth you get, world building is never going to become too much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It only is reliant on how much creative elbow grease the artists are putting into this world building. I do happen to believe if it comes from the mind of too many people, then it becomes corrupt. Then it starts to, in some ways, fall in on itself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have too many people's passionate ideals about these worlds being interjected and made canon, and that's incorrect. You shouldn't do it that way. That's why Tolkien created one of the most wonderful world building stories of all time. Sanderson and Martin, they're building currently some of the greatest modern day worlds of all time. It's working really well for these individuals because it's from his noggin.
Yeah.
His brain.
It's not from all of these different perspectives that we see from that turn into shows like Marvel, DC, and Star Wars, you know?
But also, he's working on a lot of different stuff.
Yeah.
He's doing a whole bunch of... Do you think there can be like a decay with that? A half-life?
Okay, I have a theory, and I feel like we've talked about it on this podcast before. There's a lot of people that they write sub-stories, but they have their story.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of writers have this one story that they have in the back of their mind, in the front of their mind. Maybe they're writing about it. Maybe they're coming out with stuff, but it's their story.
So if they cultivate it, they work on it, they build it, then they can actually come out with a product and it's accepted and found.
But
and that's what they'll be doing.
There's only kind of one world, one story that everybody has that kind of works for them.
Yeah.
Maybe that is their story. I mean, like J.R.R. Tolkien.
Middle Earth.
You know.
Sanderson.
What is that?
So his big one that he's writing is the Stormlight Archive, which takes place on the planet of Roshar. The thing is, it's not the only story that has been super successful for him.
Yeah.
May I point out something?
But I think what you're saying does apply to him in the Cosmere. The Cosmere in these books, which take place on different planets with different characters, with different magic systems, that's his story.
Okay.
Is this overarching Cosmere.
It does work then. Then yes.
But what I've learned from Brandon that I think contradicts somewhat your thought is that not everybody has only one big idea, right?
No, they have other ideas, but sometimes they're not their story. I feel like there's always been one story with a lot of writers that just kind of works, and it's their story.
Let me rephrase it. I think what I learned from him is that you can have one idea, but that it can be so massive.
It's many.
It can be so huge, right, from one person that it's many, many, many different stories. But my thought was like what we've seen from DC has been a cluster. You know, just so many, like failure after failure. They haven't really gotten their universe together, even still. And then Marvel, we're seeing creative decay.
Okay, with this fourth wave,
as many people coming in and out.
Maybe we add our own voices to the proud and the many, the MCU.
The MCU.
Because that's apparently a movement right now that's becoming controversial. If you say MCU, then you're anti-Marvel at this moment.
I want to combat this, and then we can get back to the MCU. No, like Stan Lee's universe is the Marvel universe, and that's his story. Yes, it is just a bunch of superheroes, but it's the Marvel universe and how it kind of ties together. That is his universe.
Yeah.
It can be multiple stories, but yet it's one universe, and it can be multiple things, but it ultimately kind of ties together.
I agree with you. I think some writers have one big thing that they do, and it can be...
Well, it's the story that defines their career.
It's the story that defines their career, but
that wasn't their career. It was just the definition of it.
I would say something like, what's a big one?
Well, Martin did sci-fi almost his entire career, and now in his 60s and 70s, he's becoming known for this fantasy that happens in Westeros and Essos.
Yeah. But also Westeros is so big. It's his Cosmere is Westeros.
Yeah. But most of Martin's career was all sci-fi.
But I mean, growing up, I haven't read them in years now, but like a writer that we loved was the Door Within trilogy,
Wayne
Thomas Batson, and he had a lot of good stories. He had The Dream. I don't even know what it's called at this
Isle of Swords.
Yes, Isle of Swords. The Dream books about people were in dreams and the story and all that stuff. They were good books, but his books are The Door Within.
Yeah, that's the
Door Within stories are his books.
It's kind of like C.S. Lewis. And Narnia.
It's Narnia.
Yeah.
He has books.
C.S. Lewis has written so many successful books.
But I agree with the theory is that a writer has they have one big thing that defines their career.
Yeah. But C.S. Lewis, there's so much to the Chronicles of Narnia. There's how many books they have in the Chronicles of Narnia?
What is it, 9?
From
8?
The Magician's Nephew to all the way to the Last Battle. There's honestly, a lot to do with it.
9 little books is kind of weak. Netflix be putting out them.
Isn't that
8?
I don't care about Netflix. Netflix aren't writers.
It's crazy how the Narnia books they're very small.
Yeah.
And for 9 books, right, to be when you say C.S. Lewis, everybody thinks Narnia.
Yes.
It's a good legacy, right? But I think what Brandon is building is so big. I just have a little bit of a worry that as time goes on, I don't know how it's going to, maintain itself.
This is what I think. If he doesn't outsource his fundamental ideas for the direction of the story to too many people, and he keeps it primarily coming from his own brain, then the purpose, the direction, even if not accepted well by some fans, will always be the correct direction. The problem is because when it comes down to it, it's his story.
Yeah, it's his story.
The problem is when you get someone who really has a story, or a group of people who really, like, think about Dave Filoni. They're screwing up Star Wars, and they're doing some cool things with Star Wars right now. Most of the things that's good, Dave Filoni has his fingers at least placed inside of. You know what I mean? But he's not the one directing the Disney branch for Star Wars. Would you stop?
He just said fingers placed on side. Why'd you have to say that?
Because it's what I said. But that's just an example of what I'm saying. If he directs his story, it will be the correct story.
Yeah,
it won't decay in the way you're thinking, the way you're describing with Marvel and DC and all of these big ideas.
I have faith in Dan. Dan Wells is a great writer. I've read his Serial Killer series, which was incredible. It was enjoyable to read. And so I have faith in him. I'm curious. This project is so big.
Yeah.
Right? I finished the last book, and I kind of realized how big the project was. How many different characters, how many different worlds.
Yeah.
I'm just, the pattern that we've seen, because even Marvel Comics and DC Comics have gotten so big that they've devolved.
Yeah.
Right? I don't want to see that in this.
Yeah.
You know?
I think a way to avoid that could be focus on something that still leans into your desire for the storytelling of the story, but doesn't require writing a novel and writing a bunch of lore and canon and arc, and characters.
Yeah.
Save some of your strongest moments for your beloved characters and lean into something like, what is the language, like Tolkien did. Write a crap ton about the language. Write a crap ton about the history of where it came from in historical, documented fashion. Not with characters, not with emotional moments. Just write it out like, and this happened, and this happened, and this happened. Right? Like, take a wall at your home and write out a big spreadsheet of the timeline and how things connect. And then dig into that side of things and have fun with that so you don't corrupt your story with boredom because you feel like you have to churn out another novel, you know? Because that could keep you occupied for like a freaking year if you must, you know?
Do you have something?
But I don't know if we're done with this. We're closing off this kind of segment. But I just was curious to ask you one question. Don't tell me. I know I've heard some of your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you said I'm going to ask you a question. Don't tell me. I've heard some of your stuff. Don't tell me.
Yeah, I won't get into like a bunch of stuff.
No, I've heard some of your stories. You let me read some of your stuff you wrote now. But do you have that story? Do you have your story? Do you feel like there is? Because I know you and John Mark write a lot all the time, but they're maybe not finished work. You kind of start stuff and then you're like, oh, that's a story I like, but I don't write out a full story with it. Do you have your story that you'd love to build on in the future?
I do. I have what I consider to be an extended universe.
Yeah.
In my mind, even though it's not connected like Sanderson's.
Yeah.
Everything in my head is separate.
Okay.
Right? The only thing that binds them together are certain deities which bind the worlds together, and then one series that binds everything together. I don't know if that's my one big idea. I don't know if it's my thing.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of ideas that I have in this idea.
It probably won't be.
It may not be. If I can get anything written in this kind of series of worlds and things that I've built, that would be nice. It's not nearly as complex as Sanderson.
No, I feel like we're only 25. Grandpa Joe over there, he's got some years on his butt.
Yeah, but he had Elantris written when he was like 19.
I mean, but us, no, we have ideas, but maybe we've not perfected those ideas. We want to jump into the universe, but our ideas maybe aren't quite there. So
I think I've got the idea. I don't know if it's the big idea that I'm gonna have for a long time.
Yeah,
but it's a fairly big idea. It's a big undertaking.
I personally think that you will either be remembered for writing a story, and that was the thing that defined your career, or you wrote a bunch of stuff, and the thing that defined your career was the one that stood above all the rest.
It'll be the one that people after the fact will be like, oh yeah, this is the one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just defining the career though. It's a story that you
look, because to most people, to most writers, all of their stories mean a lot to them.
Yeah.
If they invest time and effort. The thing is, the public kind of chooses your career-defining story. That's just how it is going to be.
Okay.
Because to a writer, everybody, all their stories are important to them.
Yeah, they're all special.
You want to tee this section off?
So yeah, we reviewed a trailer, reacted to a trailer recently with Will Ferrell, Ryan Reynolds, called Spirited.
Mm-hmm.
This is a Christmas movie coming out this year with these two actors. Their promotion material has been really solid, and I've enjoyed it.
Apple TV
more
Plus.
than we talked about this outside of the podcast, outside of anything. You enjoyed the promotional more than the trailer.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I'll let you explain
why.
Well,
they're saying in the promotional material, they're like, in a fun, comical way, they're sitting in a little thing with their outfits on. And they're like, no, this is not Elf.
Yeah.
This is not Deadpool, right? This is its own thing.
Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell.
And they're having a good time. They're joking around. Go watch the video. But it's this new Christmas movie.
Yeah.
And so I want to kind of talk about Christmas movies.
Yeah.
New Christmas movies, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And old Christmas movies. And ultimately, I want to ask a question.
Okay.
And the question is, are the best Christmas movies behind us?
You're contending with the future. Tread lightly.
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
Freaking what's your answer? Yes or freaking no?
I think I've talked about this on the specific episode or the pre-show. This week, I was listening to, a nice podcast with Quentin Tarantino.
You brought this up twice now.
Yes,
just say
I know.
Two Bears, One Cave. You were listening to Two Bears, One Cave. Quentin Tarantino happened to be there.
He brought a lot up with film, and I've been thinking about film because of this podcast this week that I listened to.
He was on the Joe Rogan Experience. You can just go watch that episode.
I did not watch that episode.
It was better than this one.
Okay, maybe I'll watch that too. But no, he talked about a lot about film, and it made me think. He said, right now we're in kind of like a recession for film, but he thinks we're going to be coming out of it eventually.
Yeah, I think it's pretty soon.
I would agree. Right now, we are at this stage of there's not a lot of great stuff coming out.
The question is, how long has that been happening?
It's been happening for a minute,
Since 2017.
No, longer than that. I would say to the 2000s, probably.
The 2000s.
There's been quite a few films, but
I would be willing
films.
just to see down to like 2011, 2012.
So what
but not
2005.
2000.
The things that we're referencing, the things that we're referencing are the Hollywood identity politics that are in movies that are often making them lesser than they could be.
Could I finish
that has been happening since 2017.
Yes.
Imagine a bad fungus spreading through the cheek.
Yeah.
Okay, but eventually, I think there'll be some kind of indie filmmakers that has great ideas, because there's a lot of great ideas in the indie film world that kind of come through Hollywood-esque films and get popular, and we'll see more better stuff.
The movers and shakers.
So back to your Christmas thing. No. Right now, no. Eventually, maybe. There'll be some Christmas films pop up.
So you're saying we won't see any anytime soon? They're not coming out.
I don't know how soon, but
it could be another 5 years before we see another, I don't know, Home Alone, The Grinch, Polar Express.
Well, I just want to see another Elf.
Another Elf?
Elf's the most recent real hit.
I mean, it's big. It's big. Everybody loves Elf.
Before that,
loves Polar Express.
Before that, Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
Yeah, The Grinch. I mean,
and
these
before
are...
that,
Muppets Christmas Carol. So we've had a lot of movies in the past, right?
A lot of Christmas.
But it doesn't seem like we have any right now.
No, I don't.
And from the trailer of Spirited, I don't think it's the next big one that will be cherished like these do. Like these are.
It's not.
Wait, what film did you...
Spirited? The new one with Will Ferrell.
Yeah,
I don't know
Spirit.
if it'll be.
What?
I don't know if it'll be cherished like these ones. It could be. I have no idea. From what I've seen, I'm gonna take a loose guess and say probably not.
Probably not.
But I know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I know that they are trying to capture the magic, which I'm proud of, and I respect. And I would love to see more of.
Yeah.
Because Christmas movies are a niche in themselves. Christmas is a one-time-a-year thing. That's when the Christmas movies are the biggest. And I mean, to say that the best ones are behind us, is
dramatic
because everything that has happened up until now is behind us.
Yeah.
Right?
That's why I said the future's hard to contend with.
Yeah. So we don't know what the next big one is going to be. I'm kind of hoping that there's going to be some new ones.
May I say this? I don't we're not going to see any for a while. Fact. Spirited is not going to be it. The ones that come out next Christmas, the Christmas after that, it's not going to be it. The problem is,
I would love it to be amazing.
We have to have a quality actor, someone like Will Ferrell, someone like Tim Allen, to come in and really try something that's innovative in the Christmas space. All right, no one's taking that risk these days.
Like who do you think would be a director to do it?
A director to do it?
Christmas movie?
A director to do it. Gosh dang it. I could see Jordan Peele doing a fun Christmas movie.
Ooh.
But the thing is, he's not going to. And the reason why is he has his own stories that he is trying to, unless he's just trying to make that Christmas cash. You know
Christmas horror movie?
Maybe, but they don't land. It needs to be family friendly. It has to be. So what I'm trying to say,
the Nightmare Before Christmas is scary.
Not necessarily. We talked about
kids watch the Nightmare. Let me finish my thought. No one's taking that risk in Hollywood because basically, I would say probably 70 to 80% of everything in Hollywood is sequels and prequels. Everything. Just Google it. Just Google search movie news and then hit the Google tab that says news. All of the news is going to be gossip about actors or freaking new information on Alien 7. You know what I mean? And they don't. They're literally talking about a I Am Legend sequel right now.
Yeah.
Because they can't figure out and to put big Hollywood money behind, they don't want to take a risk. They want to say, we will for sure get money if we call it I Am Legend 2. Even if people don't like it, we'll get our money back. You know? They don't want to take a risk.
I will say this though, we talked about this on something, a reaction or something. You have a big movie, it's going to be popular for like a couple years. And then people will enjoy it. A Christmas movie that gets popular,
like Elf,
every year.
Elf every year for decades.
The residual checks that comes out November, December are phenomenal.
That's why I said Jordan Peele might be trying to get that Christmas cash.
How much you think the director for The Nightmare Before Christmas is getting paid?
He be getting paid
every year.
Every year, I'm gonna say $500,000.
You think?
Hold up. First off, we need to know who made. I know Tim Burton did The Nightmare Before Christmas.
The director of Nightmare Before Christmas.
That's Tim Burton.
No, it's not.
You sure about that?
Residual.
You want to make a bet?
Mm-hmm.
Residual check stuff, like for Tim Burton, that movie came out years and years ago, but yet everybody watches it again the next year.
Tim freaking Burton, dog.
Yeah.
No, it's directed by Henry Selick.
What are you talking about?
It says it right there. Directed by Henry Selick.
What did Tim Burton do? Story
by Tim Burton.
That's basically the same.
The director of the movie is Henry Selick.
When Disney Plus put Nightmare Before Christmas on their platform, you know he's getting residual checks on top of every year because of that.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we watch this film every year, not because it's good.
You know what I think a big one is? I think a big one that people watch all year round and on Christmas is Die Hard. I think because think about it. Die Hard is an action movie.
Yeah.
So you can watch it, you can turn it on anytime.
Mm-hmm.
But the meme is that, well, Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
It's not.
It is. It takes place during Christmas.
It's not a Christmas movie.
It takes place during Christmas. So
it's not teaching you a Christmas message.
Listen,
it is not teaching you a Christmas message other than survival.
Listen to me,
which makes it not a Christmas film.
Listen to me. Listen.
I'm listening.
Linda.
I'm freaking listening.
Listen. For the meme, people watch it at Christmas time.
Yeah.
For the meme, though.
For the meme. So they're making money when people watch it during the year because it's a good action movie, and when people watch it around Christmas for the meme.
I think, probably mostly around Christmas for the meme. But can we take 10 seconds of silence for, Alan Rickman? 10 seconds.
What's going on, Tool?
By Grabthar's hammer.
Also,
and by the Sons of War.
Let's take a second for Bruce Willis.
Yeah, he retired this year.
He's retired. Yes,
He's
from an illness.
Yeah, big respects to Bruce Willis for just everything he's done. He's been an incredible actor, and I hope that he's doing okay.
Yeah.
I know he's sick, but I hope that he's finding some measure of peace, some measure of comfort.
I hope
a little
so
more
too.
than 5,000.
What many people don't know about Will Ferrell's finances is that he makes $8 million per year for playing Buddy the Elf.
That's more than.
That's what I said. That Christmas cash.
Than 500,000.
You gotta get that Christmas cash, my dudes. We gotta make a Christmas movie.
This is also the internet. This could be false.
We're gonna take a loan out.
I don't think that's false.
We each take out $10,000. We'll make a $30,000 Christmas movie.
This is also. This could be false because the internet.
Okay, but by that logic, everything on Earth.
No,
can be
if
false.
you look up someone's net worth,
I would say he's probably getting
everybody that says their net worth is wrong.
Undershoot,
everybody.
Oh,
probably true. No.
I would say he's making a good chunk of change from the Elf movie.
All right, cut that in half. $4 million.
Cut it in half again.
$2 million. Cut it in half just one more time.
More than
$1.5 million.
It's more than 500.
Shoot, even if I was making half of that, $500,000 a year.
Give me $70,000
every year for free.
Year for free because I worked really hard for like one season, like I don't know, 12 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, it was
more than that.
More than 12 years.
Who's the new girl?
Zooey Deschanel.
Zoe Desch.
That's true. She was blonde. Everyone forgets about her.
Yeah.
Nobody ever brings her up in Elf. She's in the movie.
She was the femme fatale, if you will.
John Cain.
Well,
who plays the dad. He's making a chunk of change.
Hasn't he died?
Is John Cain passed?
I thought maybe. Check to see if John Cain is
passed. I feel like this is nonsense. Where are we getting at?
No, if John Cain is passed, it's not nonsense.
No, it's not nonsense with John Cain. But what are we getting at with the
Is the good Christmas movies behind us? That was the point. I say no, but we're not going to see him for a while.
I would say also no, yes. For a minute, maybe. I mean, maybe if we get another Snoopy,
Has John Cain passed?
It's not showing me.
John Cain?
John Cain?
How many times have you Googled in this episode alone?
I have to Google more in your guys' episodes.
Dang, Elf came out in 2003.
John Cain.
Whoa. How do you spell his name?
James Cain. James. It's not John. James. Caan.
Nope.
That's not him.
He's alive.
Is he?
I think he's alive. No.
Is this him? Yeah, that's him.
Wait, it says he's dead.
Ooh.
James Cain.
Well, we already gave 10 seconds of silence for Alan Rickman.
Oh. Did Cain die? Why have I not heard?
Wikipedia knows. Hold on, I'm pulling up Wikipedia.
Ooh, yep. 2002. July 2002.
Not 2000.
2002. 2022.
This year.
10 seconds.
All right, we really.
5
this
seconds.
Is sad as
This
is sad as crap.
You know what? I'm sure I heard about this. Man.
All right, silence again for James Cain.
Yeah.
Shush.
He was in Rollerball.
Shush.
Buddy, you're not my son.
What a great performance.
Yeah.
In Elf.
I wonder how much
From
his
James.
estate makes from Buddy each year.
Well,
Buddy
thank you, James.
From Elf.
Thank you for giving us one of the last wholesome Christmas films ever.
So you were the dad of all of us.
Yeah, he kind of was.
No, he's a divorcee child abandoner. I wouldn't call him a dad to all of us. He's a late bloomer in the dad department.
He didn't know he had a kid. He didn't know. He didn't know. In the movie, he didn't know.
So
He let Buddy eat all the way off the noodles he wanted.
So we kind of definitively said we don't think that the best movies are behind us.
No,
I don't think
not.
so. Just don't expect
Can you
any
move?
for like.
Look at that.
Maybe.
It's good.
It's because
Die
people
Hard.
like you made this image.
We
I
cannot
didn't make it.
we truly cannot be filmmakers or profess ourselves as filmmakers, even though we dying leaves like way back in the day. If we believe that the best films are behind us.
Ooh, very true.
We cannot, because we will make the best films. We will be up here someday.
I just said we could take out a loan, 10,000 each.
No.
We'll make the best Christmas movie ever.
We need at least $1 million.
If movies like freaking Red Ryder BB Gun,
Yeah, the Christmas Story.
that could be
if that can get popular,
True.
we can do an incredible Christmas film that will blow up. We just have to believe in ourselves and be willing to get our fingers a little dirty in the process.
I do believe.
Yeah.
I do believe in fairies.
Well, I think that was a good segment. I enjoyed it. I had fun.
Look,
I
Christmas time is time for skepticism and joy.
It's the greasing for the season.
Seasons grease.
Season's greasing.
We got to pit these monsters so we
You
can
know
end
what
this
also is a
episode.
greasins? That's kind of a monster.
You know who's greasing
the
for a
greasing
breezing?
is a
What be
monster.
greasing?
What's greasing?
The monsters.
Here we go.
So I put this slide together, and Josh's image was hard to do.
Oh
off
yeah,
kilter.
no, I
Yeah.
get it. I
You could've cropped her.
picked the.
I tried.
What would you even call this? The lion.
It's called a Nexu.
The Nexu
Why do
from
you know that?
Star
'Cause I
Wars
looked it up
Episode
before
2.
this episode.
Star Wars Episode 2.
Attack of the Clones.
The Attack of the Clones. I was trying to pick, the mantis, the
big one. The one that
what-
goes to
dude. Yeah.
Hold on. No. It goes.
That's
really good.
It's good.
Yeah,
It's
it goes.
No.
It goes up in pitch.
Yeah.
I was trying to pick that, and he was not human size, so I couldn't combat him with this.
No, okay, so what I picked is these zombie creatures from I Am Legend.
What are they called? Death
Notice
Stalkers
I pointed
or
out,
something?
I don't know. They're zombies. They're humans
not
with a
zombies.
virus. Humans with a virus. A brain virus and an alopecia virus.
Will Smith versus alopecia.
Versus angry alopecia, honestly. They're freaking...
It's like his everyday life. He's like, G.I. Jane 2. It's like his line in the beat's like, I'm sorry.
Dang, freaking... This movie's just about him saving his wife.
I don't know who gets to the end of the podcast, but that was a solid end of the podcast.
Okay, first we gotta pick who
He
beats
blew
this.
himself
So,
up in that movie
in
to
my
get away
opinion,
from that.
what is this called?
Nexu.
The Nexu is only popular for, I don't know, turning Padme's one piece into a single piece.
Yeah, we all appreciated
Two-piece.
that. We all appreciated
We did,
it.
of course, but I just call this, I don't know, a fluffer? I mean, what is it more known as? A dangerous creature? Or get all the teenage boys going?
True.
I mean, that's what this creature specializes in. Mine specializes in death and speed running.
He's got some sharp claws and teeth.
This guy can disconnect his jaw so he can get his mouth open more to be more dangerous. This is insane. Pain don't bother him other than sunlight.
In a fight,
Yeah, but we did not see this guy ever kill anybody. He was very threatening, and Will Smith was scared, but he never.
We
killed
know they
anybody.
do kill people,
but
though.
we also know that this dude with just his body can break through bulletproof glass
With his head. Just
with his body. So he's pretty resilient. I think this would be an interesting matchup because I don't think he would do as bad as you think.
No, I
you
don't.
talking about the zombie.
I agree
The
with
zombie,
you.
yeah. I think he would put up a
But
decent
he's got
fight.
no teeth.
He does have
Against
teeth.
something
He does
that's
have
got
teeth.
Well,
He does have teeth.
But
Sounds
if
like
I'm
gums to me.
gonna be honest,
Yeah.
Don't give it to the Star
No,
Wars creature.
no.
Just because he's lion-esque and he has 4 eyes. And he's really happy looking.
he does look happy. he looks like he just got a ice cream cake birthday cake.
Yeah.
He's smiling ear to ear.
He's like when everybody starts singing happy birthday,
And he's like, let me show off my molars real quick.
If I'm gonna be honest,
You're going with the zombie, aren't you?
I am too.
I think the cat. I think the cat would ultimately take out the zombie.
I mean, because even if this thing bites this thing, he's not gonna turn crazy and for a couple.
Let's be honest. Padme killed this thing, or fended herself off enough to let something else kill it.
Whatever you're gonna say.
Just because she
hold it back,
and in the process, utilized it to turn all of the high school boys on.
True.
I mean,
Natalie Portman. Seems like there's a lot of
the only thing
the
only thing that could
logic.
defeat the zombie was Will Smith blowing himself up or giving his true love back.
There was alternate ending.
There was an alternate ending. Both are pretty difficult.
Yeah.
Right? He wouldn't have won in either case.
No, in either case. Well, hold up.
Both cases, Will Smith loses.
Okay, wait. Yes. So what we're saying is
self-sacrifice.
Who could win in this situation? A white woman or a black guy?
Wait, who's the black guy?
Will Smith.
Oh.
What?
Well, look.
I'm gonna go with the black guy.
I'm gonna give it to the next to the cat.
I am
because
too.
It's got hair.
And you're just saying that because it looks like a traditional monster.
I think that's what we're going with. I think we should go with it.
I think it would probably it'd be a tough fight, but I think the next would come out on top. He's got spines, he's got claws, he's got teeth,
and he has a brain that tells him never stop, never quit, never surrender, always move forward.
He's strong and he's resilient, and I think he'd put up an amazing fight. I think it'd be really good.
He has a brain that's literally he's cut in half. If he
would just run for it, he would just run for it like this.
Incorrect.
And then he would hit into it.
I don't think
start
he would
biting
run,
it,
yeah.
but this thing would just tear it apart.
I think
pretty fast.
I think he's much stronger than a human.
No, he would. So I would agree. But how is he going to fight? How is he going to fight this thing? He would just crazy run at it, and the only way you can win is if you.
All right, let's give it to the freaking Nexu.
Let's give it to the cat.
Give it to the smiling cat.
It makes that noise when it gets hurt.
Thanks for watching the podcast.
But listen, head up. We got the midnight special.
Yeah, I'm gonna plug it. All
right.
Friday night, everybody. We got the midnight special. So hit us up on Patreon, Spotify at 10 p.m. and we'll be there for you. Audio only. And what else do I need to hit up?
Just the Patreon. You can watch the video version. Links in the description.
Patreon, yeah. Go check out the Patreon. We got video version a week early for this podcast and
the midnight special.
So go check it out. Pre-show. We do a lot of weird things on the pre-show, you know. You might want to check that out.
Yeah, the last pre-show, Joshua just argued with me the whole time. He just got his feelings
hurt. The last two pre-shows.
Joshua just gets his feelings hurt and we argue.
It's awesome and uncomfortable.
It's terribly uncomfortable, but you should check it out.
It's what you can pay for. You can pay for two brothers fighting while a third fans the flame.
This is not. This is not.
Look, I wasn't trying to fan the flame. It just happened.
But it's what you do every time.
Look, if I can't take a side, I gotta fan the flames of both sides.
You can take the side. You can take the correct side. That's me.
I can't take a side.
You can.